Welcome to another edition of the Business Brains and the Bottom Line podcast. My name is Paul Delivery, your host, and my guest today is Dan Sinawat, the CEO of AI Connex. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm Dan, founder and CEO of AI Connex. Nice to be here. Hi, Paul. How's it going?
Doing well. And we just found out you're actually local. I interview a lot of people, like literally all over the world. And I just figured out that you're from the next town over. We probably could have done this in person if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh well, it happened. But so Dan, you're the CEO of an AI Connex company, and obviously it's around artificial intelligence, right? So, I like to, that's such a buzzword today: machine learning, artificial intelligence. And in situations like this, I usually like to get some definitions out there. What is your definition of artificial intelligence? That way we have a baseline as we go forward here.
Right. I would say, artificial intelligence or AI, it's like a buzzword right now, right? But there's so many layers into AI that are more complicated than that. A lot of people, from last year, looking at AI as ChatGPT, right? That's what everybody's thinking of right now. But the actual real AI intelligence is something else that, are in the back end. And that's gonna be like deep tech kind of thing that help change the world, right? But I think, like LLM, ChatGPT is great. It gives people an easy approach to AI than ever before, right? So my definition of AI, I would say, is different from who looking at it, right? But I would say for the rest of us, unless you're like the big tech, OpenAI, Microsoft, AWS, all those company, for the rest of us, looking at AI as something that really will help your business, right? And it has to be business oriented. So don't look at AI as technology. It's not something like you have seen before. It's not like a Microsoft Office that you're going to buy and it will do something for you particularly, right? This AI for the rest of us is everything to do with your business and your, problem, your pain point. So, I would say, it is going to be your business partner, and that's the AI for the rest of us,
Yeah. And I think that's a good point, because everyone's looking for the edge in business, right? Or in life in general, right? So, I mean, where do you see the biggest areas of help that AI will have the biggest effect in business going forward?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like people will, will have more time because of AI. It will do a lot of boring tasks for us, right? Like think about summarizing a book. Yeah. You can't just do that yourself. And like, like within a few minutes, right? Even seconds now, right? So
yeah. No, that's a great point about saving time. I never looked at it from that standpoint, but I know me personally, I use ChatGPT. I know I'm like everyone else in the world. I'm using ChatGPT, and simple things like I'm trying to send an email to somebody and I'm not sure how to word it, but I know kind of what I want to say, right?
Yeah.
I'll shove that in ChatGPT and go, hey, I'm trying to send an email based on these parameters. And they come back with this really eloquent email. I'm like, man, it would take me 3 days to write that.
Exactly. And I
think, if at all.
Yeah. From language standpoint, super useful. Like people that are like, English is second language. This is perfect tool, right? How you can write like a perfect email with grammar, all correctly done and everything, right? And that is like the mixed use of AI and like really how you use it in business is really important, right? Like that ChatGPT element is great for languages, like NLP, natural language processing and all that. That's what it meant for, right? A lot of time when you dig deeper how do you apply this in logistic, in warehouse, and how did it help with your business? Then it need a little deeper technology, right? But to
Yeah.
do all that in the back end and then, spread it out in a, easy to understand language, you need that language, LLM language
Yeah.
model, right? So I think,
Yeah.
you're gonna see the change. Like I would say this year, next year is uh, the year of AI, right? The beginning of AI revolution. And, a lot of jobs will be gone. I'm not gonna lie, right? I don't tell people that, oh, everything will be fine. Of course, a lot of jobs will be gone. There's no way
Yeah.
you can just, expecting
Well,
all this.
yeah, that's what automation in general does, right? Because this is basically automating things, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to cut out like when robotics came in the manufacturing world, right? You eliminated people. Same thing, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's what we are about, right? Setting the right expectation, awareness and making sure people understand what, we are into and, start stepping into the right direction, right? From a business
Yeah.
standpoint or even personally, how do you upskill yourself? Like people ask me, is AI going to replace me? I said, well, no, but the people that use AI will replace you. So
Right.
that's what it is. So if
Yeah.
you're not learning how to use AI today, you'll be gone, because
Well, it's like anything else in life, adapting, right? That's why if people don't adapt to the modern era, you're going to be gone, especially as you get older. I'm a little bit on the older side, right? And so you've got to, I've always tried to embrace new technologies,
I thought you're
right?
like Gen Z.
I'm a
You're doing
baby
all
boomer, by the way.
the, doing all this podcast and everything, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to, well, it's funny when you're young, you want to be older. And when you're older, you want to be younger. So I'm fighting the age thing, right? I'm not going to give up. I go to the gym every day. I try to look as young as I can, and
oh yeah.
and
I
more
was
importantly,
surprised.
feel
Flex
young.
flex it again. Come on, you got
There you go. Well,
yeah.
the people that are listening
Oh
can't see it, so
yeah.
so well, tell me a little bit about. Here's what as a layman, right? All these AI search engines.
Mhm.
Who manages all those, and how many different AI engines are out there, and do they communicate to each other? How does that all work in the back end?
Yeah, well, I think, there's different model, right? Like, OpenAI building one, Mistral, different model doing different things, right? There's still large language, Llama, and different things, and also image generation, stability, AI have stable fusion, and now you get video generation, Sora and Dream and other thing, right? So, there's specialized, LLM for different things, right? But I think the way everything's gonna go, you're gonna have one interface that interact with multi models and just,
Sure.
give you the best result, right? And
Yeah,
yeah,
that seems to be much more powerful if they're combining forces than having all these disparate, search engines out there that are generating all these whatever, like you say, videos, you know,
yeah,
technology, whatever it is based upon. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. And at the end, it'll be the race to provide you with that as well, right? Different model will race to provide you with the best, the most accurate, most beautiful picture or video, right? It's the race for that right now happening, and that's
Yeah,
why you're gonna hear a lot of multi-model. People talk about multi-model a lot now because of this, right? All these models are happening and, you don't know which one to use, but then just have one interface to interact with that and let
yeah,
them race in the back and give you the best result. Right.
yeah. Well, like anything else in life, you know, a great technology is going to lead to some evil people, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest concerns about AI
Hmm.
is the nefarious people out there. How are they going to use this to defraud people? So, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, with any technology, right? Like internet, cell phone, you get spam every day, right?
Yep,
With any technology, there's gonna be bad people leveraging that for different things, and you can't stop it. You just have to evolve and really fight against it, right? So
Yeah.
you'll see more like in cybersecurity, where I was in cybersecurity for, many, many years. And, recently you see bad guys using AI to create
Yeah.
deepfake, to, lure you into phishing and all this messaging.
Sure.
Now they become even more sophisticated, because now they, instead of
Yeah.
like some bad English language, you get a perfect English language, messaging
Yeah.
come to you, right? Because of ChatGPT and all this, you
Yeah,
know.
they can. One of the ones I heard recently is they can actually duplicate people's voices,
Yeah, exactly.
so they can call you up, someone you know, and they can actually sound like that person and say, "Hey, I need you to do something for me. Send me, $100, whatever it is," and kind of con you into doing something, which is kind of scary because we think our guards are up, but then they're not guarded. They're not up 100% of the time,
Exactly. Exactly. Right. And
right?
then,
So you're going to get that one,
yeah,
and they bank on people having their guards down.
right. Exactly. And, I think that is going to be the evolution of our, like technology. And with AI, I think, this is the biggest industrial revolution ever, right? You're gonna see that, like, the beginning of electricity, internet, and everything. This is,
Sure.
maybe even the bigger than all of them, right? And AI will actually bring everything together under it. Like, we have heard of blockchain before, right?
Sure.
And, it's going to have to be integrated into AI to authenticate a lot of the transaction, faster, than typical bank transaction, for example, right? And then there's a lot more security, a lot more authentication that you can do through blockchain, right? So leveraging new technology and digital twin for different things and all this that you have heard of before will all come
Yep.
together because of AI. And that's
Yeah.
why I see this as the biggest change in human history. And where all
How do you
this
think?
come together. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they're already doing a lot of this is stock trading, right? That's got to be a big one, right? To predict what stocks are going to, move up or down, because you can make money both ways, right? I
hmm
mean, what are you hearing around that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the like algorithm around, stock trading been around for a long time. Like I have so many friends that work at big investment
Yep.
banks. That's what they've been developing their whole career, even until
Sure.
now. So they've already been using machine learning, and now a little bit of like, AI, on top,
Sure.
right? But, it's all about machine learning, learn from the past data and predicting it, and then testing that model over and over again. And
Yeah.
even if they can make few percentage, that's, in a big
Yeah.
volume,
Doesn't
that
take much, right? Yeah.
exactly.
And now they can make lightning fast decisions, right? With all this intelligence,
hmm
they can make decisions like that where you just, like you said, they make a few pennies on a trade,
hmm
they're making millions, right?
Right, right. And then it's not just the looking at the data anymore. Now, we got some other platform that looking at rumors and people that are, talking on Reddit and so many platform, right? Because at the end of the day, rumor is just the truth of some kind. Yeah.
Yep.
So how do you, predict some of that through rumors and, yeah, people are talking on different platform, right? So, you know, already there's a few people that creating that platform. There's one, famous one called Kaito AI. That one is for crypto. So,
Okay.
crypto is easier because it get a lot of influence, by the influencer, right? But sometimes all these influencers said, "Hey, buy, buy, buy." But if you really look into it, those influencers when they said buy, 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 it's actually a selling time for them. They just creating that
Sure.
trend, right? And
Yeah.
platform like Kaito AI does looking into that as well, like maybe looking into some other um you know like blog or Reddit or even famous people that these influencer actually follow in the back, in TikTok or something. And yeah, so it is really like interesting how the market go, like you can look
Yeah.
at crypto and then same thing, stock market. And yeah, there'll be a lot of intelligence around it, leveraging AI technology to predict and source out all that information. Right.
So Dan, you know, tell me a little bit about your company and how you fit into this mix. Like what's your uh, you know, company, edict and what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
what your company's trying to accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah. We're a little different, right? We are not a product company, right? We are not real services company either, right? We are ecosystem. And when I mean ecosystem, we're actually a global AI community and we're trying to build a platform. Think of us as TED Talk for AI, right? Or a CES for AI in a way. We try to be a thought leader, in AI technologies, right? We host event meet up from small event, few hundred people to big event, like couple thousand people. We have a big one coming up called Dallas Startup Week in August here in Frisco, actually. And
When
yeah,
is that?
August 11 to 15. And it's going to be at the Embassy Suite, Convention Center right by Comerica Center. So definitely come. It's free for
Yeah,
everybody to attend. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Maybe
AI
Sia
Connects.
and I will
Yeah,
come over.
please. Yeah,
That
that
sounds like a
definitely. Maybe
fun
do a
event.
live, recording and
Sure.
yeah, I think that would be interesting for people to see from a different angle, right?
Yep.
A live recording of the event. And it's the whole week is about think of South by Southwest for North Texas. That's what we are trying to become. And AI Connects, we're running the first day of the event. We host AI, automation, and quantum track on that first day. And yeah, you're gonna see us there. We have great speaker from big enterprises, startup, investors, venture capital gonna be there. So it's gonna be very interesting, right? But throughout the week, you see different sectors, so like healthcare, retail,
Sure.
different kind of startup, not just AI. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, we run the first day of the event, and it'll be interesting. And that's
Yeah.
what we do. We try
So
to
I think,
share and like uh raise the awareness about AI and also make it approachable for everybody.
yeah, I think you just touched on something. I think healthcare is going to be one of the biggest benefactors of AI. Because think about it, you go to the doctor now that they put their thumb up in the air and they go, I think you got this. Now as this database gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you just plug in information. These are the symptoms. Boom, it's going to kick you out a result. Maybe doctors will get eliminated.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it's funny that you said that because it's exactly what's happening, right? Even in education, same thing. I think the big use case in AI that we will see, yeah, like you said, healthcare. If we're looking at the GDP standpoint, healthcare is actually number one in GDP for the services in the US at like 20 something trillion dollars, right? In healthcare services alone,
Yeah,
more than
makes
banking.
sense.
Banking is only 15 trillion US dollar from financial
Yeah,
services standpoint, right? And then the rest are, just scatter different things, but like we've been talking in education world, AI will actually become your teacher and, like creating all this curriculum, like guiding the student through the coursework and everything, right? But the teacher will actually be focusing on more important thing like human connections. How do they,
sure.
work with the student closer, more personal level, right? I think that's is what important for human for us, right? Is that like human connection, something that AI cannot replace.
Yeah,
I would think that would be the key for our you know for our life in the next couple of years. And with this AI revolution we will see more of
yeah.
that.
I'm glad you said that because that's one thing that'll never replace is human interaction, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Shaking a hand, giving someone a hug, your family member. We'd like to think that technology is going to take over the world, but that's one thing it'll never replace.
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly what AI Connects try to represent. We try to represent things that AI cannot do. Even though we name AI Connects, but we are representing things that AI cannot do. Like we host a lot of in-person event, right? To bring that human connection together. And then on top, we're building trust. And that's what I saw in the market at the end of the year, last year. A lot of my friends are starting AI companies. A lot of customers come to me and, hey, Dan, you've been in IT world. Can you recommend us what to do with construction AI, what to do with semiconductor, what to do with, logistic? And then I realized, oh, why do people all come to me? Can they just go to Google and find that? And then
Sure.
I saw the gap, and then we created this AI Connect to be
Yeah.
the trust platform for that. So like we run event and become a thought leader. And we did that within like 4 or 5 months time. We became the number one AI community in DFW, and then we expand globally. I did event in Thailand with NVIDIA, with Thai Banking
Nice.
Association. We did two events in Singapore, one with Dell for the government in Singapore, and then another big one with all the top leaders in AI world. We had, founder of Stability AI, EMAD speaking, and many different speakers were there, right? And
Nice.
also in Japan recently. So yeah, we in
Well,
within a
you
couple of
speak
months.
like you speak a million languages, right? So you can,
Yeah.
you, you can go to Japan, you can go to Thailand, you can go to the US. And how many other languages do you speak?
Thai, Japanese, English, and then my grandparents from China, so I tried to learn some more Chinese, and now I'm in Texas. I gotta learn Spanish, right? So
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, yeah. And then we talked about
So
it earlier, right? I've been all over the places. Like I was born in New York, but I grew up in Thailand, came back in high school here, spent a year in Beaumont, then Portland for 5, 6 years, graduate from Portland State University, went to Japan for 10 years, Thailand another
nice.
4, Singapore 3 years, and now back here in Texas for the last 4 years.
Cool.
It's been, yeah.
Well, I said this earlier when we were off camera. I said that you're probably the only person in the world that migrated from Thailand to Beaumont, Texas. But you corrected me. You said there's a Thai community there, which surprised the heck out of me. Because anyone who's been to Beaumont, Texas, knows what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's a big oil town, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
can smell the oil like three cities away before you even get there.
But it's great, because I experienced real Texas there, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my
Well,
my expectation of moving back to Texas a couple years ago, I was thinking I'm going back to some town like Beaumont when I'm moving to Frisco, right? But it's completely different, super.
yeah, Frisco is suburbia.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
It's a
whole
suburban
DFW
USA.
too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like any other town in this area. I live in McKinney. McKinney's a little bit obviously an older town, but um,
Yeah.
it's similar.
Right. But
So,
same, like so
but
many
what?
great food from all over the world here. Like, yeah, just been
Yeah,
so nice to live here.
yeah. Great place to live.
Yeah. Yeah. And for
Great
business,
place.
surprisingly,
Yeah,
yeah, I've been telling people, North Texas is actually the next Silicon Valley. We're growing so fast, lots of startup, and that's why I started this company here. And I don't think I would be successful if I started this company in Silicon Valley because so many people are out there already, very sad,
yeah.
overcrowded, so many
Well,
people like
we're getting
us.
a lot of we're getting a lot of Californians to move here. Number one, and there's a lot of California companies moving here. Schwab moved here, Toyota moved here, just to name a couple. Um,
Yep.
and I'm sure there's more to follow with the business climate out in California as it is today.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's why I think we have a really good ecosystem here in North Texas, right? And we talk about our vision for AI Connect is actually trying to make Texas the AI capital of the world. And, I think we have the potential. If you look 2026, what's coming here, we talk about it, right? Some big
Yeah,
world event is coming here, which is World Cup, right? The biggest event in the world. And, not a lot of people here actually aware of it, which is,
yeah. I heard that not that long ago. I was stunned. I never knew the World Cup was coming here, but it's coming.
right? Exactly. And the whole
Yeah,
world will be here. The whole world's coming here,
yeah,
right? And I realized like, wow, it's such a once in a lifetime opportunity for all of us.
yeah.
When do you think it will come back, World Cup? And especially here in Texas, right?
It's a big world. I mean, think about how many different countries and parts of countries. I mean, yeah, they could come back to the U.S., but there's
Yeah,
50 states in the U.S. that they could go potentially go to. So yeah, we're pretty lucky to have it here in North
yeah.
Texas.
And we
That's for
have
sure.
9 matches in North Texas. Yeah,
Yeah,
up to
nice.
semifinal. And I think,
Yeah,
with that, it's going to bring so much opportunity for everybody, not just in, sports or
yeah,
technology. But then I realized we don't want to show the world just soccer, right? Or rodeo or, things that are here. It's great, but I want to show the world that, we are, the best city for technology, right? And we're the hub and they should come back. So,
yeah,
my plan is to host the biggest AI conference in the world, 2026, right after World Cup, and make it
yeah.
like an AI World Expo and make sure people realize we are the hub. You got to come back and stay, it's not just, you come here to see soccer and go home. So
So yeah, I think you touched on a few minutes ago. I think I figured this out by just our conversation. But what's the goal of AI Connects? Is it to be the world thought leader in AI? Is that kind of the goal of the company, or uh, do you have any other aspirations?
yeah, yeah. So, we're gonna continue to be the thought leader, but with that, we're gonna build an AI marketplace where company can come to us to find the right AI solution for them. And same thing, the startup can come to us and have the channel to, sell to other of these enterprises, right? And then third,
Yeah,
we're gonna build, like a accelerator program where we actually help mentor the startup and then connect them with the investors, right? We have network of investors that are interested in investing in AI. But uh, at the end of the day, underlying all of that, we are working towards something with purpose. So we wanted to make sure that we bring along the community. We support the underrepresented community. Like we are already working with Frisco Library and Hispano Hablantes, who's, like a big group of Spanish speaking family, and we will provide free AI training for a Spanish speaking family this summer to get at Frisco Library, for example. So we wanted to do more of that, help underrepresented community here and all over the world. We work with bamboo school in Thailand that are sit like right at the Golden Triangle. So hard to get to places.
yeah,
Access to PC or even internet is hard, right? But we want to inspire the kids that now with AI technology, they have a chance to be, you know, to be successful because
sure.
that ChatGPT or anything in AI would replace all that you know hurdle that they had in the past, right? They don't need to learn how to program anymore. They can create some program just by asking ChatGPT to do it. So now it's about creativity, about your passion on something, and you can be great. And I wanted AI Connects to be that platform to inspire the
Sure.
future generation and also, uh, don't leave anybody behind and shrinking that society like gap, right? Yeah. And that's
Well, it
what we,
sounds like you're on the right track. Things sounds like things are going pretty well for you and your organization. So best of luck.
yeah, thanks so much. We're,
Yeah, we're
yeah,
gonna have
we've
to
been
get together.
blessed.
Like I said, we're neighbors, so no excuse why we can't get together. We're probably gonna put. I just had my 100th episode, so we're gonna probably try to put an event together. And obviously, you're a guest now, so you'll get an invite for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can invite some other people to come join us as
Sure.
well. So it'd be a big party.
Yeah,
I know
sounds good.
many, many
Well,
good
like I
Thai
said,
food, Thai restaurants, so we can make things fun.
love it, love it. Can't wait. So, well, that's. I think we'll end on that note. I think we've covered a good amount today. Dan, really enjoyed having you on the show and learning a little bit about you personally, your journey from New York to Thailand to Beaumont. That's a unique journey.
Yeah.
And a little bit about your company AI Connects as well. So it sounds like you got a good thing going. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what happens here with your
Thanks so
company.
much.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Exciting about your podcast as well. I'm, I'm sure it's going to go on for another 500 episodes. So make sure you
Yeah,
invite
we'll
me
see.
back
I
for
may I
another.
may I may be dead by then, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, a lot of
So
podcasts are now talking about getting AI to be their representative in the future. So it
Yeah.
should keep going
Yeah.
forever.
So it's funny that you say that. So one thing about podcasts, it's creating content is hard, right? To try to
Yeah.
keep it. And it's hard. That's one of the hardest things about what we do is getting good guests, getting content. And, especially these people that come out like every week, every couple times a week, I don't have a staff. You're looking at my whole team right here, and Sia does my producing for me, but I've got to create everything, and gets a little trying at times. So maybe I need to resort to some AI. We'll never know. That's a great point. You got me thinking now.
Yeah. Next time you see a virtual Paul, right?
Yeah,
A,
there you go.
and then you can create a different version of you, a buffalo one or a skinny one. That'd be
Yeah,
funny to see. Right?
different accents. I can create like a French one, a
Yeah. Yeah.
German one.
Yeah. I would
Yeah,
love to see that.
sounds
Yeah.
good. All right, Dan. Well, hey, again, really enjoyed having you on. Looking forward to, meeting you in person and, thanks again for being on the show.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Maybe see you guys in August at Dallas Startup Week.
Sounds good. And that's a wrap for another edition of Business Brains and the Bottom Line podcast.